Hi there, this is David, and welcome back to Let's Play the Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel. Last time, we went inside the ancient quarry, and we found the Jaegers responsible for the attack. We also found the, head person in charge, I guess he's a guy from the Imperial Liberation Front, who kind of orchestrated the attack, and apparently they have some backers with some deep pockets, because he was offering like millions of Mira for this attack right here. So apparently we've contacted Calvard and told them that, hey, we aren't responsible. It was this independent Jaeger force, but it looks like Calvard doesn't care. It seems that way. Great. This is just great. All hell's breaking loose, so we can't do anything to stop it. Ugh. There's gotta be something that we can do. Oh, do you have an idea, Milliam? Oh, the Jaegers? Huh, maybe. Well, he gave us his name. His name was Gideon, but he went by G, and apparently he has a lot of money, and yeah, he ran away. Yeah, that's a good question. Just who are you? Oh. One of the children? White Rabbit. If there's a white rabbit, could there possibly be a black rabbit? I don't know. We'll have to wait and find out. The next game. Your affiliation? What affiliation? Oh, and who are you? Lecter! Hey! How are you? Haven't seen you in a while. Actually, I just saw you back in Crossbell. Yeah. Back in Trails of Zero. An office for the scary people. Huh. I don't know what he's talking about. I guess he's referring to something that happened in Azure? I don't know. Hey, yeah, Lecter. We first found him in, what was it, Trails in the Sky the Third, whenever he was just, he was supposed to be, like, the class president of the General Royal Academy, but he was a big ol' slacker, and apparently we later find out that he's actually, like, this spy working for the Intelligence Division, which is basically, oh, what's the name of it? Essentially spies for Gileath Osborne, the leader of Erebonia, or the Chancellor of Erebonia, I should say. Oh, great. So can you fix this? Yeah, no kidding. The trade conference. Oh, well, good. Oh, yeah. It looks like the royal faction doesn't really like the Chancellor. We'll just put it that way. The reformist faction. We have the royal faction and the reformist faction. The reformist faction would be Osborne, whereas the royal faction would be, you know, the royal family and the various nobles and things like that, like Eustace's family. Oh, well, good. For us? Oh, I guess he means the other people in the Intelligence Division. You kind of are. Oh, you're leaving? Oh, okay. Well, bye. So, apparently Milliam works for Lecter, and she's part of the Intelligence Division. So that means that she works for Gileath Osborne, so that means that she's an Ironblood. Yeah. Deal more in espionage than intelligence gathering. Wow. Oh. Holy crap. Yeah, no kidding. She's an odd one. Yeah, the Ironbloods are essentially people who hold allegiance to Chancellor Osborne. Oh, a group of youths with high intelligence special abilities, so I guess it'd be Lecter and Milliam and some other people. who work with the Railway Military Police. Huh. And we know who the captain of the Railway Military Police is, so maybe she's an Ironblood too? Claire? The Icy Maiden? I don't know. We'll have to find out. I'm trying to put this all together for you without spoiling anything, but it's kind of hard to. Well, hopefully we can. Scarecrow. Is that right? Yeah, so Lecter is essentially called Scarecrow, just like Claire is called the Icy Maiden, just like Milliam is called the White Rabbit. They all have their own little nicknames. Because, the game has to make everything as complicated as humanly possible. So it's like, half the time they'll be talking about something and you're trying to figure out what it is that they're talking about, and then they'll interchangeably use either their real name or a nickname, and then you gotta put it together in your mind and be like, okay, so that nickname refers to who? And it's just kind of, yeah, it's just, it makes it kind of difficult to figure out some of the story, so I'm trying my best to explain it to you. There's also some good websites that you can go to, some good wikias that you can go to where you can look at the timeline of what's going on. Right now, Trails of Zero and Trails of Cold Steel essentially happen pretty much concurrently. So, as the events are happening with Lloyd and the others in the Special Support section, in Crossspell, the events are happening here in Cold Steel 1. And I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe that the events in Azure happen during Cold Steel 2. I could be wrong about that, though. I could be, because I haven't played Azure. I don't know. And there isn't a lot of information online as far as what happens in Azure or, that sort of thing, because, it's just not in English, so there's not a lot of information about it. So yeah, they were talking about an upcoming trade conference, which will come into play relatively soon, actually, in about a chapter or two. It's the Western Zemuria Trade Conference, and essentially all of the countries from Western Zemuria, Erebonia, Calvard, Liberal, Ramaferia, Ord, all these places are going to meet and exchange ideas and, talk about various issues and things like that. So it's a pretty important conference. Here we have some voice acting going on, so I'm going to be quiet for this. Oh. Dark airship. Oh, Gideon!
Precisely on time.
Comrade G, you've done well.
And Golbez!
Comrade C, I wasn't expecting you to come all this way.
A leader has to make sure all the gears are moving as they should. It sounds like the plan was a resounding success.
Keep your pity to yourself. Our aim was to stir up a conflict with the Republic that would force him to let his guard down. To that end, this wretched state of affairs could hardly be called a success.
And yet, even this outcome will work to our advantage in the days ahead. After all, we demonstrated that he faces the risk of his ranks being divided without warning at any time. And neither the Icy Maiden nor Scarecrow can hope to outwit us.
You have a point. We should begin making preparations for the next step of our plan. The time has finally come to present ourselves on the world stage.
That's the spirit.
So, it looks like C is the leader of G, or the Imperial Liberation Front. What does Sarah have to do with all this?
Ooh, boy. At least all's well that ends well, right? Everyone in Group A is safe, and we narrowly avoided war with Calvard. Though I can't say I was expecting the Intelligence Division to show up when they did. A jet black airship. Probably one of Reinford's latest models. The military uses them for reconnaissance. The nobles and the rich just use them for fun. But as for how they got one... You wouldn't happen to know anything, would you?
You really are a sharp one, Lady Sarah. It's almost troubling. I'm impressed that you could tell I was there.
I'm pretty sure you let me have that one. I felt a familiar sensation, though, just for a second. Makes me think back to this one time, 2 years ago.
2 years ago, you say?
Never mind. But you really don't know, then, where that airship came from?
I'm afraid not. I checked the Rhineford Group's manufacturing records and couldn't find a trace. At least, not in the official files.
Sounds like Rhineford has its own issues to deal with. Well, let's put that aside for now. I'm on my way to the settlement. What are you planning to do?
Well, I would like to give my regards to Master Gwen, so I would like to accompany you if that's all right. I can hardly wait to see the look on Lady Elisa's face when I show up.
Sometimes I actually feel bad for that girl.
Oh. So Sarah knows Sharon. We kind of got some hints of that, but now it's been confirmed that one time 2 years ago. Huh. Wonder what happened there. They don't seem to get along either. Were they fighting? Were they on opposite sides? I mean, Sarah did used to be a bracer. So, would Sarah be fighting Sharon? But Sharon's just a maid. Or is she? More things to think about. Yeah. I really wish that Gaius got this costume right here, got one of the Nordsmen's costumes. They're so nice, they're so pretty. Oh, yeah. You alright, Gaius? Aww. Well, thanks. Yeah, it looks like Eustace's family and Gaius's family are pretty much like night and day here. So just to put any confusion aside, G and C are part of the Imperial Liberation Front. And they were talking about, or Sarah was talking about, she wasn't expecting the Intelligence Division to show up whenever they did. The Intelligence Division being Lecter as well as Milliam. So Sarah was watching everything that we were doing. She was completely aware of what was going on. But at least we did avoid war with Calvard, so that's something. Yeah, hey there. Oh, that's all you have to say? Wow. Shouldn't you, be saying goodbye to your granddaughter? Instead of hitting on these girls? Like, y'all have problems. No kidding. Oh. What do you mean? What kind of discovery? Oh. Yeah, well, it was all about, the weapons of war and mass destruction and pointing those cannons at Grelia Fortress and all that. So it makes sense, but then again, as the leader of the Rhineford Corporation, instead of just leaving, you could have made a change. You could have put a stop to it. You could have said, no, let's not install these cannons. Let's not do this. But instead, you just left, and you let your daughter take over, and you let your daughter create these weapons of mass destruction. So, yeah, what good are you? Oh, well, yeah, you already told us that. Or at least we already figured it out. Yeah, they're limited in range just far enough to strike Crossbell City. That's it. Wait, why does it say stop a potential Republican invasion if they're not pointed at Calvard, they're pointed at Crossbell? And we know that Crossbell isn't part of Calvard. It's not like it's a province or anything, although it is kind of a puppet state. But still. I mean, it's not like Crossbell spans the entire border between Erebonia and Calvard. There are still parts of the border that touch each other. You know, it's not completely a buffer state. And Crossbell can't do anything to Erebonia. Like, Crossbell's such a non-factor, a non-player. So, you know, make the range longer. Point him into Calvard instead. But then again, I guess if they pointed cannons into Calvard, then Calvard and their Vern company would create some sort of cannons and point them into Erebonia, and then it would be like brinksmanship, and it would just keep on going until we went to the brink of war, and then we would just, you know, drop our nukes on each other and kill everybody. So that wouldn't work either. But then again, why would Calvard let Erebonia point these cannons at Crossbell? Like, that's... I don't know. I'm probably dwelling on this way too much. I mean, for all I know, Calvard has cannons pointed at Crossbell, or has them pointed at Erebonia. I don't know. We haven't played the Crossbell arc yet. It hasn't been released, hasn't been created yet. Oh, we're getting a nice little pep talk from him. Of course he's right. He has wisdom and age on his side. Oh. Yeah, sure. Especially Reen. Oh. Well, she's kind of busy. You know, she kind of has to look after Arena as well as Elisa and all of Class 7 and whatever else she's doing on the side. Wow, Gwen. You know, for a hermit, you really want people to be around you all the time. It makes no sense to me. He's like the worst hermit ever. What kind of a hermit wants all these people around all the time? The whole purpose of being a hermit is to not have people around all the time. Hermit probably wasn't a really good term to use by XC to describe Gwen. Maybe they should have just said that he was, I don't know, a shut-in or something. Anyway, with that, Chapter 3 is done.
Keep up the good work. Perfect! You guys are the best!
Hey, awesome! Yeah, I'll go ahead and save, why not? And we have some more scenes to go, so, you know, make sure you have your popcorn. This is going to be going on for quite some time. It's all voice acted, though, so that's nice. So I'm going to be quiet for quite a bit, actually. Valflame Palace in Heimdall, that's the capital of Erebonia. I guess that's where the royal family would reside. I assume. Oh, wow! Look at this place. I guess that's Emperor Dreikel's statue of him, I would assume. Looks kind of like Trident from The Little Mermaid. Maybe it's just the crown. Oh, okay, the Imperial Palace. So yeah, it is where the royal family would reside. Man, what a palace. Holy crap. Wait. But they're not royalty.
Negotiations with the Republican government are complete. The possibility of an armed conflict in the Nord Highlands has been successfully averted. However, they did demand that we hand over the mercenaries responsible from the attack as part of their terms.
I suppose that's acceptable. After all, there was a shortcoming on our side that allowed that incident to occur. We should consider this a chance to place Rocksmith in our debt, especially with the trade conference on the horizon.
Yes, sir. Though it's regrettable that we were unable to catch the mastermind. There's not a doubt in my mind that he's one of the ringleaders.
It seems we'll need to exercise greater caution from now on, if this is what they're capable of. Our next concern is the upcoming summer festival. Any thoughts as to the optimal placement of the Ironbloods?
I believe their primary target will be next month's trade conference. I propose posting Lecter to the east and Millium to the west. That leaves me here to take care of the capital.
It's almost like you read my mind. Very well then. I'll leave the preparations to you.
Yes, sir. With all respect, don't be afraid of working me hard, sir. I could run these kinds of logistics in my sleep.
Ha! I am all too aware of how indebted I am to your abilities. That's why I'm leaving the summer festival in your capable hands. Perhaps you may even consider using them as a test.
Please excuse my intrusion, Your Excellency. His Excellency the Governor has arrived and wishes to speak with you.
Ah, show him in.
As you wish, sir.
Coming in.
Oh, that's Machias's father! Oh, cool.
Oh, forgive my intrusion. I didn't realize you had company.
No, it's quite all right. I just finished giving my report. It's wonderful to see you again, Governor.
Likewise. I think it's been, what, 2 months since we last spoke? I'm in your debt for helping out with the security arrangements at last month's commemoration event at City Hall. I've been looking forward to thanking you in person.
Glad to have been of service. I'll be sure to pass on your thanks to everyone else involved. Anyway, if you'll excuse me.
Good work as always, Captain.
It never ceases to amaze me that a woman like that heads up the Ironbloods. Your icy maiden has the provincial armies positively scared stiff.
Competent as she is, she's not the group's primary member. But she and the rest of the Ironbloods continue to do some fine work, especially against those cunning vipers amongst the ranks of the nobility and the 4 great houses in particular.
Agreed. But we'll need to stay vigilant.
I'm pleased that you agree, Imperial Governor Karl Regnitz.
The feeling's mutual. Chancellor Gilead Osborne.
Wow, so
Of
I
course,
guess
and that's exactly why I intend to go with him.
I guess that was the first time that we got to see Gilead. Huh. They were talking about Rocksmith? That's the president of Calvar, just FYI.
Next month's conference may be the West Samoria Trade Conference in name, but it's far more than that. It's the region's first international conference in modern times. So the discussions won't be limited to economic matters. Regional security and other timely issues are sure to come up.
I see. So that's why all the region's heads of state will be in attendance?
Precisely. President Rocksmith will represent the Republic of Calvert, of course. Prince Albert will be representing the Principality of Remiferia as its head of state. Crown Princess Claudia will be coming to represent Liberal in place of the Queen. And representing Crossbell State, we have Mayor Croyce and Speaker McDowell. All of them are either heads of state or their acting representatives.
Meanwhile, Erebonia is sending Chancellor Osborne as a representative of the Imperial government. But Father is the head of state, isn't he?
Indeed. And that's why I'm planning to go as well. Even though I'm far from the ideal candidate. The Imperial family needs to be represented to make sure all sides are on equal terms.
You shouldn't be so harsh on yourself. But I think I understand the situation. I feel so ashamed. I shouldn't have to rely on you to educate me about simple politics like this. Recently, I feel as though all my inadequacies have been staring me in the face. I wish every day I had the intelligence and quick-wittedness you possess. And I wonder, am I truly capable of inheriting the throne from Father?
You know, Her Highness Princess Claudia of Liberal once said exactly the same thing.
She did?
As the successor to the throne of Liberal, I've heard that she agonized over whether she was fit to become queen. But eventually, she came to terms with her own inexperience and vowed that she would strive each day to overcome it. And I have no reason to believe that my talented brother cannot do the same.
Olivert, thank you. Your support means a lot to me.
That said, I do think you should spend more of your time living life the way you want to. I don't think anyone would blame you for wanting to indulge your interests once in a while.
I am how I am, I'm afraid. To be honest, I'm a little jealous of how being so open and carefree comes so naturally to you.
Well, I think it'd be less concerning for all involved if you avoided taking after me too much.
Another thing, I sometimes find myself admiring Chancellor Osborne's strong-willed nature as well.
Oh?
He was quite forceful in introducing the Imperial Transportation Act last year, despite the opposition's objections. But ever since then, I've heard the number of orbital car accidents has fallen dramatically. I can see why Father trusts him so much.
Well, I wouldn't disagree that was a fine piece of policymaking. The campaign he launched with the help of City Hall was exceptionally well executed. But on the other hand...
Honestly, don't you think it's a little early in the day to be having a stuffy political discussion?
Alphen?
Oh, have your lessons already finished for the day?
Indeed. They gave us the afternoon off to prepare for the summer festival. But come on, Cedric. You need to stop taking everything so seriously. We're 15. It's far too early for us to be worrying about politics.
Actually, I'm not sure 15 is too early, to be honest.
What you should be concerned about is being more of a man at official parties. Blushing head to toe just from a lady asking you to dance? Shameful. Totally shameful.
Oh, come on. Why do you have to bring that up again?
You know, that did wonders for his popularity. The ladies at that party were swooning left and right. He was playing their maternal instincts like a harp.
Well, I can't deny that. Even some of the men there were fawning over him, saying Cedric was more of a youthful flower than me.
Surely you're kidding, right?
That reminds me, Alphen. Have you decided on your dance partner for the upcoming garden party?
Yeah. You've always avoided dancing at official functions.
Curious, are we? Well, I do have someone in mind this time. Although whether I can get him to say yes...
Really?
My. It sounds like you aren't just blowing smoke. Imperial Chronicle is going to have a field day when they find out.
You're really going to dance with someone? Could it be a son from one of the 4 great houses?
That's for me to know and you to discover. He is a noble, though. I'll give you that much. Oh, that reminds me. Prince Olivert? I have a proposal I'd like to discuss with you.
Oh, Saint Estrella. That's where Reen's sister goes to, Elise. And Elise's friend, Alphen, as well, who apparently is the princess of Erebonia. Who knew? Oh, there she is. What's going on here? This is nice. Wish we got to go to the school more often.
I should open that letter from Reen that came in this morning. I'm almost afraid to think how Her Highness would have reacted if she found this. Dear Miss Schwarzer. Really, Reen? Still Miss Schwarzer? I'm your own sister. What? Reen, why?
I wonder what was so shocking in that letter. Huh. How unusual. Oh, okay. Next day? Oh, or like, next 3 weeks. That works too. Sure. Oh, okay, here we are back in Trista.
Mid-July.
There's Sharon sweeping up a storm and everything. But what's going on here in Trista? Find out next time. Now let's play the Legendary Heroes Trails of Cold Steel. This has been David. If you like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. And have a good day.